Hey, what's going on, guys? Real quick before the video starts, I just want to say a friend of mine, Jude, he's in the recording with us, obviously. His voice wasn't shared while we were recording, so you don't really hear his voice pretty much at all throughout the recording of the video. But we recorded some more stuff with Jude, some more basketball related content. So I'll eventually edit that up and release that eventually. But for this, for this video, you can't really hear him either at all or not that well. So just a heads up for the video, if like sometimes our responses are kind of weird or like jump from like topic to topic, it's kind of weird. But I'll try to edit it together to make it as seamless as possible. So yeah, just a heads up for the video, guys. What's up, guys? It's Tosh here, back with another video, and we are back with the only podcast that matters. Back with Jason, back with Drew, and I just want to give a quick apology. It's been 2 weeks, but for good reason. I was finishing up assignments.
The boys are back in town.
Oh, gang. You already know, huh, gang?
Finally. Finally.
Yes, we're back with the only podcast that matters. Here to discuss some playoff action, going over the first round a little bit. A lot.
Yeah, we missed the entirety of the first round. The entirety of it.
That is for true, but from here on out, I won't make an absolute promise, but I will say we will try our absolute best to have more episodes out over these next couple rounds. So yeah, first topic, what you want to hop into, big dog?
I mean, we should go into the first round of playoffs. Dude, what series do you want to go over first? How about we start from the worst series to the best one?
Okay? Yeah, that's a great idea.
Let's go over Atlanta and Miami real quick. I have something to say.
Okay.
If you're going to be Trae Young, right, and you're on this Atlanta Hawks team, you need to say something. Is it just you need to say something, right? You need to say, I need fucking talent around me. He got clamped because no one else could do shit.
To be fair, John Collins was forcibly playing himself through an injury. So if John
I just said that to lead up to me saying that the Bradley Beal will be on the Hawks next year. That is all I wanted to say.
Bradley Beal on the Hawks next year.
But he already has a big.
He has 2 big men, to be precise. A real one.
Capella does everything the team needs him to do.
John Collins is that. It's just he's inconsistent at times.
John Collins needs to be. He doesn't even want to play there. Just trade him.
He just signed that big deal too.
Yeah, but he didn't want to be there last year when he was at his highest value. Why did they not trade him? I don't understand.
That is a bit strange, but I mean,
I want to see Trae Young play with a Jaylen Brown type of player.
Yeah, like a bigger,
a second option type of guy.
A big wing who can score too, but also lock down. I mean that'll be a DeAndre Hunter in a couple of years, but.
I was saying Bradley Beal would work because kind of takes the pressure off of Trae Young.
For sure, because everyone else is a catch and shoot guy. Truthfully.
Speaking of that Miami series, oh man, he had. No,
nah.
I hope not.
Yeah, shout out Trae, but with that roster, it's not much you can do against the number 1 seed.
He got a game, though. He got a game.
He got a game when it floated. That was kind of tough. I mean, you said, do you say something as Trae Young? I mean, yeah, I feel like, because
he's a franchise player, right?
Right. They definitely still are.
But they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Okay, again though, is that more so to the Hawks' talent or Philly just screwing up? Because
even if you say it's Philly screwing up, they took 2 games off of the NBA champions.
That is true. To be fair, that is true.
Exactly. They took 2 games off of the Milwaukee Bucks, and they ran it back this year. They did exactly what they did last year, where they went late. They didn't.
John Collins got hurt for the last end of the season. That just derailed them.
But even in that Eastern Conference playoff run, he wasn't that big of a factor. He really wasn't. It was just that Kevin Huerter and guys off the bench, they were just giving shit. But now I don't know what's wrong with them. They are very young though, so you could just run it back. But eventually you're gonna have to pay you're gonna have to pay all of these guys. So you have to pick.
Right, Bogdanovich, Huerter, DeAndre Hunter. I'm pretty sure he hasn't got signed to a deal yet, if I'm not mistaken. So there's sad to look forward to. Yeah, yeah, he did. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, with a Supermax waiting, come on, you gotta do something. Get some moves around Trae Young. That's enough with this suck-ass series. This series was awful. awful. Miami, regardless of what they were doing to Atlanta, they didn't impress me. That series did not
Yeah,
impress
they
me.
handled their business. That was supposed to happen. The real challenge is,
The conference finals, they
yeah,
get an easy. We'll talk about that
hmm
very soon. They get an easy stroll to the fucking conference finals.
crazy, bro.
They deserve it. They're the first seed. Whatever. Next series in the first round. Let's. Ooh, which one? Which one should we go next? What was the second worst series in the first round? I felt like they were all pretty decent besides this one. And yeah, the Bucks series is awful.
Yo,
Awful.
real quick, I just want to say if any viewers are watching from the previous pod episodes when I was
Yeah.
upping the
Oh
Bulls like
man.
crazy. I mean, the episode we did at the time was for that time, so I had no idea they would collapse. The injuries, and even with Lonzo, I don't think they take any more games than they did. Ah, the Bulls, man.
It's just the Bucks played like shit. Like the first two games, you gotta win the first game one. They gotta win game one, and then every game after that they blow out, blow out, blow out, blow out, blow out, blow out. I mean,
Yeah, the
not
Bucks.
much, not much to say there. The Bucks were a lot of people's favorites to get out of the Eastern Conference. I mean, Chicago, better luck next year.
Yeah, I mean, big improvements from literally like the past however many years because they haven't been to the playoffs in forever. It feels like so. It's definitely an improvement, but
Can we
I
talk about another series that was a letdown?
for
The
sure.
Timberwolves in Memphis, bro. Oh my
It was
god.
pretty entertaining. The Timberwolves did mess it up though.
No,
The
it
Tim-
wasn't. The Timberwolves won that series. They won
they
the
did
series.
for
They
sure.
just lost. It
Hmm
was, and just because they
Loads.
led
Hmm
90% of the games and they would just blow leads. It's not Cat's fault.
I
It's
wouldn't say it's
if
on
you
him specifically.
if you blow a lead, it's not one player's fault. It's the whole team's fault. But something else that Karl Anthony Towns needs to be held accountable for. Why do you need a game where you play like shit for you to bounce back and get a 30 piece? I don't understand that. Why does he need a wake up call before he plays how he's supposed to play?
Yeah, that was a bit strange. The inconsistencies, Cat's been in the league for a minute now, so we kind of expect, like a pretty much a 30-10 game from him because without that they're not gonna win.
Yeah, bro. Like Anthony Edwards played up and down, D'Lo up and down. It was more of Memphis not taking the lead immediately. So that Timberwolves lost the series. They beat themselves.
Yeah, it's crazy because like they locked Ja down. Ja didn't play that good. They hounded him defensively. They just couldn't get it done. Like it's weird, but I mean, young squad, growing pains. This what Cat's second time in the playoffs. D'Lo and Ant's first time. Only true vet on that team. It's Patrick Beverly. So I mean, they did about as much as I expected. No, honestly, I didn't even expect the Timberwolves to make the playoffs. I had the Clips, but
Yeah, I definitely had the Clippers, but Paul George got COVID.
right, that was just terrible timing, bro. Like, but the Clippers are looking nice for next year. But yeah, that's enough for that series. Moving on to the what is this? The
What's
last?
not the last series? Those three series we just said. All right, what's the next?
Nuggets.
Oh, Jazz Mavs. Oh my god.
Utah, man, it's everyone's been
Blow
saying
it
it.
up.
It's time
Blow
to
it
blow it
up.
up. It's time to blow it
Blow
up,
it
and
up.
all the rumors about Rudy and Don. Like you have to pick, and if you don't pick Don, you're insane. Shout out to Rudy, but him on the Warriors is I
I think that
personally I
makes
kind of
them
like that.
worse. That makes them worse.
Make Rudy worse or make the Warriors worse?
The Warriors don't need somebody like that. Like Rudy Gobert doesn't fit the mold of a Golden State Warriors center. Yes, they could use that rim protection, but the Warriors have always played with a center who's good at getting Stephen Curry the ball, getting Klay Thompson the ball. Like Bogut was a very underrated passer. Kevon Looney's a very good passer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just they don't need a threat on defense. They already have it. They already have one of the best defensive players in the NBA, Draymond Green. They're fine. They are fine. They do not need to make any moves. And if they do that move, what do? They give up Wiggins? And Curry, he shits on Gobert every time they play. Why would he even want to deal with that? And doesn't Draymond hate Rudy Gobert?
They have like a low key beef.
This series is just disappointing. And if you're a Utah Jazz fan, I don't know if they exist. You have to feel like shit. Like Jalen Brunson was eating their ass, bro. Like, eating their ass. And as soon as Luka came back, over. Series was over.
That's
Done.
crazy, bro. Like, thinking back about it, like, Jalen Brunson was at the helm of, like, slaughtering them. And not to say Brunson isn't a great player. He's proven he's really
he's
good.
He's gonna get a bag this offseason.
But, like, to, like, just wipe out one of the top seeds in the West. Like, granted, it's the Utah Jazz, and that's what they do in the playoffs. But, like, Brunson held it down. And then Luka just seamlessly back into the lineup, and it's over, you know? And hopefully they can figure it out, because it's getting to a point where it's like, okay, something needs to be done now. So...
something, please.
Yeah.
Do something. Let's talk about a sleeper series that a lot of people said 4-0. Let's talk about the Pelicans and the Suns.
Yeah.
The Pelicans and the Suns. I didn't get to watch many of these games live because they start at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we were pretty late.
I don't know if they expect me to just be fucking superhuman and stay up that late. But I had to watch the games after. But this series was incredible, bro. It was a very good series. Despite Devin Booker not being there, the Suns, they were playing terrible, okay? Like, everybody on the Suns team besides Christopher Emmanuel Paul was playing very bad. But let's not act like the Pelicans were playing bad either. Like, the Pelicans were doing what they had to do.
Mm-hmm. They were...
They were convincing me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. They were convincing me that they could win the series, but... Suns proved that they're the Suns and they did what they had to do.
Yeah, with Book, I could see it going to 5. But yeah, the Pelicans definitely proved something. I know it's without Book, but that Suns team is still elite, even without Book. But at the same time, that goes to show me, for the longest time, I really was like, Chris Paul is the best player on that team because of what he's done with that team and, like, what he does on the court every single time. Like, with, like... Book's great. Him being off the court in that series really showed me, like, Book is the best player on that team, bro. Like, he is...
Yeah.
Like Chris
and it
Paul.
It wasn't really them missing Booker. It was more of everybody else just playing like shit, bro.
There was a lot of underwhelming performances from the other.
If Chris Paul doesn't have that game where he goes perfect, do they win? Do they get out of the series?
That's crazy. See if he really had to go perfect for them to win that game, because like there was a call at the end of that game where he elbowed Jose. And then, like, the refs went back and they said that it was actually a foul. Like, bro, like, that could that could have been huge.
And they were up by 2 right there, and they got free throws to go to up by 4. That was terrible. Oh, my God. That pissed me off. But I'm glad the Suns got out of that series because...
it was looking scary. It was looking scary.
That would have been bad for Christopher Emmanuel Paul's legacy. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, I definitely want CP to get that chip this year, bro. Like, they are far and away the best team. The Warriors still have something to say about that if they get past the Grizzlies, which I think they probably will. But Suns' only competition in this entirety of the playoffs is the goddamn Golden State Warriors, bro. If they go back to the finals against the Bucks, I think they get it done this time.
Celtics, Nets. First round matchup. Let's just say we told them so. We told them so. We said so. We said it was gonna happen. Not a sweep. We said it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I had no idea they had
People that pick the Brooklyn Nets to win this series have to be feeling very stupid. Very, very.
I mean, not necessarily, because like you're like. Yeah, regardless of how great the Celtics have been, it's still KD and Kyrie. I mean, the roster isn't constructed the best, but it's still KD and Kyrie. It's hard to bet against them, you know? You know what I mean?
I mean, shit. Was it KD and Kyrie or was it Bruce Brown?
Bruce Brown and Steph Curry were doing their thing. KD was getting locked. They were hounding defensively. One thing I don't necessarily agree with is like the KD slander, saying like on Twitter out of nowhere after the series ended.
Because I don't mean to jump ahead, but they're doing the same shit to Giannis. Giannis isn't playing good offensively.
Right. And it's like, there's only so much you can do against like hounding defense, and it's like people on Twitter saying, "Oh, LeBron would never get," like, bro, why does it always have to be a
and
like?
Then, oh my God! And then that picture of LeBron beating this team when they were fucking rookies.
Yeah, like what?
Bro,
like
Jason
come on!
Tatum didn't have fucking facial hair, bro. What the fuck?
Like, man, that was. Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? Like, what the fuck, bro? How are you gonna sit like that? Oh, I hate LeBron stands, bro. Those are probably one of the worst.
I'd hope they were trolling though, because like there's literally like a 4-year difference between those players, bro. But yeah, Celtics handled their business, bro. Like,
despite the 4-0, it was definitely a very entertaining series.
For sure. The Nets would have won Game 1 if KD wasn't ball watching, and then Tatum got that cut and the spin layup on Kyrie. Like, that would have been, I mean, 4-1, 4-0, pretty much the same thing.
And
Man.
let's talk about a series that was it looked a lot more competitive than it was. The Sixers and the Raptors, man. They had one close game throughout the entire series, and it was an Embiid game winner, and they went up 3-0, and then Philly did what Philly would do, and they fucking make it look like they're about to lose.
Lost
But
two in a row.
if I'm not mistaken, every game in that series was a blowout besides Game 3, right?
I watched majority of the games. I'm trying to remember. I know some of them were blowouts, but then some were like...
I think every game was a blowout, because Game 1 they won by 20. I think the same thing happened Game 2. Game 3 was the only close game, went to overtime.
Right, and then the Raps like swiped them
Blew
twice.
out the Sixers twice, yeah. And then the Sixers blew that. Yeah, that series was not fun.
Yeah.
Not fun to watch.
I really hate that for Philly fans, and even just Joel Embiid, bro. Like, the health thing. He fought the health allegations all year. Top 3 in MVP. I know he probably won't win it. Top 3 in MVP. Fought the health allegations. Stayed healthy the whole year just to get hurt in the first round. Bro's freaking face is broken.
We picked Miami to beat them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We did.
In the predictions video, we did. Yeah.
I mean, do we have to say it's a fucking pool party? Like, Jordan Poole might be the most loved NBA player around the league right now. It's crazy. It's like really crazy how much he stepped up after being in the G League last year. Baby Stephen Curry, bro.
Literally,
Future Houston Rocket.
Curry 2.0. Future Houston Rockets. Future Houston Rocket. I want to say it's crazy, but at the same time, bro, anything can fucking happen. I was hounding for the longest that there's no way the Rockets get any more like big or huge free agents or like people that want to sign for a while. But like, it's definitely a possibility. You know, Poole's young. You were talking about Ayton. I highly doubt the Suns let him go, though. Like, truthfully, I don't think the Suns.
They let him go. He's gonna ask for.
They have to.
They didn't give him an extension.
No, that was the owner just being a dumbass. Like they realized that like if he's gone, bro, like truthfully, if Aiden's off that team, they don't win as many games. And
I don't know. Christopher Emmanuel Paul has a pretty hefty contract. I don't know.
That is true.
Curry was Sixth Man of the Year in that series, but don't get it fucked up. Nikola Jokic did everything in his power to try to win that series. He just ended up playing the worst possible matchup he could have played in the first round.
Right.
And like,
it's crazy.
A red hot, healthy Warriors team. He did all he could, bro. He really did all he could.
His second best player was Aaron Gordon, and that's saying something.
No, I'd say it was DeMarcus Cousins, and he was off the bench.
Yeah, Boogie was going crazy off the bench, not gonna lie. Yeah, they pretty much did everything they had, bro. I'm so ready to see this Nuggets team with Jamal and MPJ, bro. Like,
I need to, because at what point do we just say, like, what if they come back and they're the same team? Like, they're just a little bit better than they are right now.
That'd be slightly disappointing because obviously we saw what they did in the bubble with Jamal and MPJ and Jokic. So, you know, conference finals is huge. So they're gonna have high expectations for sure. But yeah, Warriors took it. You know, I'm pretty sure everyone had the Warriors taking that over the Nuggets.
Those games were pretty close though too. Like they were not all of them. I remember there being 1 or 2 blowouts. But they were still entertaining games.
So crazy, bro. You're starting like your younger Curry, and then having the real Curry. That's just insane to me. And then like the death lineup, albeit how people feel about Andrew Wiggins.
I fucking called it. It's documented. I fucking called it.
Curry, Clay, Wig, Dre, and Poole, bro. Like, that is just. Like, for the longest, I thought there's no way they run Poole with Clay and Curry because they're like Clay's a good defender, but like Curry and Poole are like smaller, you know, guards, like defense wise. But like that Warrior system on the offensive side of the ball.
Don't get it fucked up. Their defense was atrocious. Jokic was eating their ass, but
they held it down. Threes
are more than twos. Threes are more than twos.
Most definitely.